Hello my dears, how are you? Thank you for coming back. This is another little yoga session with me, Holly. As usual, be your own teacher, don't listen to your ego, shut it out. I'm not there with you, so I can't tell you if you're doing something that might be hurting your body. I generally say there's not really, there are wrong ways to do a pose, but if you kind of make each pose your own, I think that's, you're onto a winner there. It's not really about imitating pictures that you see in yoga books or on Instagram. It's making the pose your own and doing what feels good, really. Why don't we just start with that? We're going to start in child's pose. So coming onto your mat, with your feet together, your hips wide apart, push your sit bones back and really sink down deep into your hip bones here. Bring your arms stretched out in front of you and allow your head to just rest gently onto the mat. If you find that it's a bit too much of a stretch here, you can get a cushion just to rest your head upon. And as we lay here, I'm just going to lift my head up because otherwise you can't really hear what I'm saying, but relax your head, relax your hip bones down deep into the mat. And as we lie here, we contemplate why we come to the yoga mat, whether it's each day, each week, every so often, whether it's every time you feel anxious, we all come to it for a reason. And I want to suggest that yoga is not something that starts when you come to your mat. The practice, the physical aspect of it is you come to your mat and you practice and you experience different things every time you come to your mat. But I would encourage you to try and bring yoga into your everyday. And I'm not saying do a load of downward dogs every single day. I'm saying try and inject some beauty, some yoga, some zen, some mindfulness into your everyday. So whether that's how you deal with a situation, with work, with friends, your family, how you speak to yourself. I think that we're all guilty of being particularly hard on ourselves. We speak to ourselves in really harsh ways that I don't think we would talk to friends like that. And so with our yogi mindsets, being really forgiving with yourself, breathing through situations, coming back to your breath if something's proving difficult. Even the way we move day to day, rather than this really stiff, old person way of moving, we need to be a lot more open, fluid, kind of like dancing or gracing, is that a word? Dancing our way through life. So, whatever that means to you, hopefully it's resonated with you in some way. But yeah, bringing yoga into your everyday life. So, from our child's pose position, feel your hips sinking deeper down into the mat. Feel a stretch through your shoulders and opening through your chest. With your eyes closed, bring your gaze towards your third eye, which is just in between your eyebrows on your forehead. Begin bringing your attention to your breath. Feel your chest and your ribs expand with every inhale and soften with every exhale. We're coming into a side stretch here, so slowly moving your hands over to the left-hand side of your mat, staying in your child's pose, and just feeling a really beautiful stretch down the right-hand side of your body. You can cross your right hand over your left here to deepen the stretch. Breathe into it, feel yourself getting deeper into the stretch with every exhale. Shut off any noises that might be coming to you from the outside. And just being here with your mind and your body. inhale, coming back to center. Feeling the difference between the sides of your body already just by doing one little stretch. And coming to the other side now, so coming to the right hand side, feeling a beautiful stretch down the left hand side of your torso and your shoulders and under your arms. Relaxing the head and the neck, letting go of any tension that you might feel. And coming back to center, sinking your chest deeper down into the mat, clawing away your hands away from your body, getting longer through your chest, through your arms. We're coming into a twist here, so opening the right arm up to the right hand side of the room, creating space, and then exhaling, we dive the right arm underneath the left shoulder, coming into a twist here. Resting the head on the mat, you have the option here to extend your left leg out behind you here, starting to play with our balance, engaging the core, playing around with the balance. Greeting any little wobbles that come your way. Remembering that we're only human at the end of the day. Oh my god. Exhale, we bring the leg back down to the mat. And come back to center, child's pose. And coming to the twist on the other side now, so expanding and inhaling through the left hand side. Coming up, opening up through the left to the left hand side of the room, and exhaling. We dive the left arm underneath the right shoulder. Head rests on the mat again, and again if you want to try and play with your balance on this side, we can extend our right leg out behind us. Using the breath to stabilize us here. On your next exhale, bringing the leg back down and coming back to your child's pose, sinking deep into the mat. From your child's pose, lifting your sit bones up and coming into your tabletop position, making sure that the wrists are underneath the shoulders and the knees are underneath the hips. Feet are just lightly pressed onto the mat behind you. And we're coming into some cat-cows here, so syncing up with your breath. Beginning to inhale, rolling the shoulders back, dropping the tail down, or dropping the tummy down, tailbone rolls up, gaze towards the ceiling. And we exhale, round the back, gaze towards the belly. Inhale, roll shoulders, lift the gaze. Exhale, arching through the shoulders, rounding the back. Inhale, roll tailbone up, gaze lifts. Exhale, round the back. Continuing to take a few more cat-cows, becoming a bit more fluid with it now. Finding a nice fluid motion, a wave-like movement through your spine. Not being too rigid, not worrying what it looks like. You could even bring a bit of hip movement into this, like you're a little walking cat. Just kind of feeling your body out. As we come towards the end of our cat-cows, push back towards your sit bones and coming into a seated position in the middle of your mat or at the top of your mat, depending on where you are. We're just going to be here in our bodies for a little while. So finding a comfortable seated position for you, whether that's cross-legged, maybe you've got your legs underneath you. If you find it difficult to elongate through your spine in a seated position, then getting a little towel or a blanket and rolling it underneath your sit bones. And bringing your hand on your chest. Closing your eyes, feeling your lids heavy over your eyes. coming back into your body and feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest as you breathe in and out. Relaxing your shoulders, making sure you're not hunching up when you inhale. The shoulders remain relaxed, there's space between your shoulders and ears and around your neck. Feel the rise of your chest. And now notice as well the expansion of your belly as you inhale. We're in a world where we don't really like to let go of our bellies and just kind of show how big they can get, because that's bad. Or naughty or whatever. So just let go of your stomach. Let it really, when you inhale, let it move into your hands. And exhale, then the air comes out much more healthily. You're breathing into your full lungs. We need to use the full capacity of our lungs if possible. So inhaling deep into your chest, into your belly, expanding through these two places. And as you're breathing, I want to introduce a little thing called Ujjayi breath. Now, if you've been practicing yoga for a while, you've probably already heard of this magnificent thing. I find it quite incredible. It's basically just a pranayama, it's a breathing technique, and it is the technique in which you sort of close off part of the top of your throat, so that when you inhale and exhale, there is resistance almost. So it sounds like a wave. And it's almost like you're trying to fog up a glass, like a window or a mirror. So if you imagine like fogging up a window, like you kind of close off the top of your throat. So during a yoga practice, this breath, which I'll try and demonstrate. So you inhale, you go. By doing this breath during your quite dynamic flows, it stops you hyperventilating, it cools the body down, it regulates your breath, it filters it a lot better, and it somehow, I think it gives you something to focus on as well in your practice, which is quite integral. It becomes almost meditative, even the sound of the waves. I don't know, I think I'm going to try and introduce it during this flow, so good luck, hope it works out for you. And if not, then just come back to your regular nose breathing, that's fine. So, bringing your feet onto the ground in front of you so that your knees are up in the air. We're just coming into a bit of a neck release here. So you're just literally going to sort of place your front body over your knees like this and let your head fall in front of you. You should feel a really beautiful stretch through the back of your neck. As you get deeper into this stretch, maybe try and move around. You might want your legs a bit further away from you. And get deeper into the stretch. Really let the head hang. And as we sit here, just allowing the fascia or the connective tissue to really get into this deep stretch. I would like to suggest we set an intention for our flow. Your intention can be whatever you want it to be. Your intention could be to stick with your breath. But I suggest for this flow that we set the intention of trying to notice something different in each pose today. So, I always come to yoga practice and I think, downward dog. I know exactly what to expect from this pose. But I think the magic of most things in life, whether that's your job or a relationship or a friendship or whatever, is noticing things in a new light, finding beauty in the old or things that you're used to, and really looking for something that maybe hasn't struck you before, or you haven't really paid much attention to before, and just sitting with that, I suppose. So perhaps that's your intention for today. That's going to be mine anyway. So rolling up from this position, coming to a straight back, we're coming into a boat pose. So I'm just going to turn around, but you stay exactly where you are. So we're just going to rock back onto our sit bones here. Literally just go whoop, like that. Bring our feet back up into the air. And we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. You have a few options here. You can keep your feet down, no problem at all. You can be holding onto the backs of your knees. You can be out like this. Or if you really want to challenge this early on, stretch your legs out like that. But I'm not going to be able to talk if I do that. Well, maybe I can. We'll see. I'll go like this. So for 5 breaths, okay, so inhale, 1. Inhale, 2. Inhale, 3. Inhale, 4. Straighten the legs for the last one. 5. And exhale to come all the way through, pushing back to your plank position. There's a little burst of energy there, I don't know where that came from. We're pushing up through our shoulders here, making sure we've got flat back, flat with a kind of line all the way from our shoulders to our ankles. We're going to come into a side plank now. So pushing off to the right hand side. You can modify this by putting your leg down like so. Little half plank. No, this is a half plank. Or you can leave your left foot grounded on the mat below you. If you want to make this more difficult for yourself, God help you, bring your hips up as though you've got them kind of like anchored to the ceiling, and bring your left leg up in the air like so. Ta-da! You can stay here for 3 breaths. 3. 2. And 1. Flipping back to your plank position now. We're coming onto the other side. I'm not going to be facing you, but I'm here, don't worry. So coming onto the other side now. Right arm goes up, left arm is anchoring down. Again, you can modify this by placing your leg down here. That is completely fine if that's where you are right now. Or you can make it more difficult by zipping up from your hips and lifting your right leg up in the air. 1. 2. And 3. Coming back to your plank now, pushing up and back into your downward facing dog. This is your first downward dog of the day, so sort of explore how you feel in this today. You might be feeling totally different from the last time you were here. Walking out through your legs, feeling mobility through your spine, creating length from your wrists all the way to your hip bones. We're going to come into a little flow here. So looking up towards your hands, bending your knees, floating up back into your plank position. We're not going to be here for long, don't worry. But we're going to do kind of circles, okay? So bear with me, right? So bending your legs, or your knees, bending your knees. We're going to come into a half circle from the right hand side, all the way back down, 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 pushing back up into your downward dog. And then we're going to come to the other side, so floating through to plank, bending the knees, coming through to the left hand side, all the way down, 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 up into your downward dog. Okay? So we're going to go for this, alright? Pushing up and over into your plank, bending the knees, coming through the right hand side, all the way down, coming up into downward dog. Coming back through to your plank position, bending the knees down, 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 downward dog. Coming back, floating through to plank, bending through the knees, coming through the right hand side, floating down, up to your downward dog. Floating up and over to your plank again, left hand side, down, 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 downward dog. We're going to do this for one more round, so once more on both sides. And this time, try and notice something different that you haven't noticed before. Take your time here, okay? So, inhale, Exhale. Here we go. Floating up and over into your plank, bending through your through your knees to the right hand side, down into your downward facing dog. Again, floating up and over, plank position, bend the knees, down, down, downward facing dog. Beautiful. I hope you liked that. Bending through the knees, shaking the head yes and no. Gaze lifts up towards the hands and we step 1 and 2 up to a forward fold. Just hanging out here for a little bit. You can grab either elbows here, come into a little ragdoll. Have you tried your Ujjayi breath yet? That's the question. You might be able to hear mine going on. That could be your something new to have noticed, by the way, is how your Ujjayi breath is grounding your practice. How it makes you feel. So from your forward fold, bending your knees ever so slightly and rolling your spine up, 1 vertebra at a time, taking your time exploring your whole body until we get up to a standing position. Ooh, hello. When you come to your standing, so your mountain pose, really grounding through your feet, feeling yourself arriving at this point of your mat. You are meant to be here, right here, in this moment. You are present, you're with your breath. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. Feel your tummy expand to its fullest capacity as you inhale and exhale. We're coming into a sun salutation, A. I will guide you through this. Stay with me, stay with the breath. I'm going to break it down the first round, and then we'll do a full one on the second. So with a bend in the knees, we inhale, we rise our arms up and overhead, gaze towards the hands. Exhale, hinging from the hips, we fall down to the ground. Bending in the knees, we rise back up again, all the way up to mountain. Hands go overhead, come down to heart center, prayer position. Taking this one more time. Inhale, bent knees, arms rise up and over. Exhale, hinge from the hips. We dive down to the mat. Inhale, placing the hands on the shins, we roll the back up to flat back. Exhale, placing the hands onto the mat, we step right foot, then left foot back into your plank position. Inhale to lower the knees down to the ground. Exhale with the elbows. Let me start that one again. With the elbows hugging into the body, we lower all the way down to the mat on the exhale. Inhale, we roll shoulders, lift up to low cobra. Exhale, we push through tabletop position, back and up into your downward facing dog. Stay here for 5 breaths. Maybe take a little paddle through the feet. Gaze lifts up towards the hands. We step right foot up in between the hands. Meet left foot up there. Forward fold. Inhale, bent knees, we rise up, arms go over, exhale, hands to heart center. Coming into a full A now, you can use your full Chaturanga if you've got that in your practice, but otherwise, stick with me. With a bend in the knees, we inhale, rise arms up and over, exhale, hinging from the hips, we dive down to forward fold. Inhale, placing hands on the shins, we wave the back up to flat back position. Exhale, hands go onto the mat, we step 1 foot, then the next to plank. Option for full Chaturanga here, otherwise you're with me. We inhale to lower the knees down and exhale all the way down to the mat. Inhale, roll shoulders, low cobra. Exhale, push through tabletop up to your downward facing dog. Staying in a downward dog for 5 more breaths, or challenge yourself by coming into a dolphin position. So this is where we rotate the elbows, I suppose, internally so that they are facing upwards. The eyes of your arms are facing towards the ceiling. So here for downward dog, and we rotate them like this for dolphin. We place the forearms onto the mat and come into our dolphin position. This is a really good practice for forearm planks and for forearm headstands. So pushing your body back in dolphin, sit bones go up towards the ceiling. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Cool your body down with that ujjayi. Anyone who's with me in dolphin, pick the arms back up, one and the other, into your downward dog. Everyone together, gaze towards the hands, stepping one foot to the top of the mat and the next one, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise up to center, and exhale, hands come to meet in prayer. Beautiful. So, from the top of the mat, with a bend in the knees, we're coming into chair pose. So swing the arms up and over, as though you're sitting back into a chair, hence the name. In your chair position, you should still be able to see your toes. Give them a little wiggle so that you know all of the weight is in the back of the foot and you're not putting too much in the front. The shoulders are relaxed. There's not too much of an arch of the back, but a healthy one, a nice little arch. Staying here for 2 more breaths in your chair pose. Zipping up any energy through the center of your body, reaching up towards the sky. On your next inhale, bringing your arms or your hands together in prayer. Inhale to find length through your back, and exhale, we twist to the right hand side. So we're bringing our left elbow over our right knee. Looking down, making sure your knees haven't gone one in front of the other here. And relaxing your right shoulder away from you to deepen the twist. One more inhale and exhale here. Now bringing your gaze towards your feet. Anchoring through your right foot, lifting up your left foot off the mat. Can you challenge yourself and step all the way back into a twisted lunge? How on earth did we get here? My God. Here we are in our twisted lunge. Stomach is off the front thigh. We're feeling really strong in our back thigh. Just because we can't see it, this guy is looking strong and stable. You can deepen this twist by opening the arms up. Maybe even gaze towards your right arm. On your next inhale, rising the arms up and over into your high lunge. You can still see your front toes here. Shoulders are relaxed. And all together, we open up into Warrior Two. So we're pivoting on the back foot so that we're in line with the short edge of the mat. Your front foot is still pointing forwards, and we're in Warrior Two here. Making sure your alignment is very much in the middle of your body here, so we're not tilting to the side or in the front or anything like that. No naughty business here. Arms are outstretched, gaze is over the front middle finger. Feeling strong and stable in your body. What can you notice in this pose that you haven't noticed before? With every inhale, we find length in the spine. And we get deeper into that front knee with every exhale. Your thigh is going to feel this one. We inhale for length. Exhale to get deeper. Inhale for length. Exhale to get even deeper. You're doing so well. Just one more breath here. You got this. All inhaling together, we're going to do a bit of a maneuver here. So inhale, pivot on the back foot, cartwheel your arms all the way over into your twisted lunge again. Here we are. We have found ourselves back where we started. You might need to adjust your legs a little bit, but that's okay. We're all here together, twisted lunge. And with all the strength you have in that right leg, we're lifting back up to that chair, okay? So 3, 2, 1. Help yourself up there into that twisted chair. Here we are again. It's a miracle. And we inhale to come back to center for chair. And exhale, we completely let go of everything. Just forward fold, release the legs. You can do a little bit of a walkie out here with the legs. Ooh, I feel the difference between those legs right now, my goodness. Just as a little kind of interlude here, grabbing your 2 peace fingers and wrapping them around your big toes. We're going to inhale to lengthen through the neck and the back, and then exhale, bending the elbows. We're going to get deeper into this forward fold. So on the exhale, we come deeper into the forward fold. And on the inhale, we find length. Inhale for length. Exhale to get deeper into the fold. Beautiful. What amazing bodies we have, right? Oh my gosh. Okay. When you're ready, my dears, we're inhaling, floating the arms up and over, back into our chair, coming onto the other side. Oh my God. Okay. You can still see your toes. Don't let those guys disappear. Inhale for length through the spine, and exhale, we come over to our twist on the other side. Again, you can just make sure that your left shoulder is relaxed away from you, and checking that your knees haven't come one in front of the other. Here we go. Okay, gaze towards the feet. Putting all of the weight into your left foot, picking up your right foot, engaging through your left glute and your whole leg actually, and stepping all the way back into your twisted lunge. Ha! Don't worry if you didn't get that the first or second or third time. Just meet me here. No one has to know. Here we are in our twisted lunge. Finding space through the chest. Open up even deeper if you feel like it. Otherwise, just staying here. That's a lovely place to be. And I'm about to face away from you again in a second, but inhaling, we're coming to a high lunge. So inhale, floating the arms up and over with all the strength and power you have. Here we are, high lunge. Feel the strength through your legs. Feel power through your arms. It's a lovely place to be. Okay, when you're ready, we'll inhale and open up, twisting the back foot. Remember that pivot on the back foot. Pivot, opening up into your warrior 2. Here we are. Warrior 2 on the other side. Gazes over that front middle finger. And here we go. So mindfully, just with every inhale, we elongate through the spine. I find it really difficult to talk today. Elongate through the spine. And as we exhale, we get deeper into that front leg. Still being mindful to not cover it. So we're not deepening like this. That's going to really damage your knee. But we're just getting deeper into that thigh. Play with it. See what happens. See what works for you. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous, guys. Here we go. Big old maneuver coming up. You know what's coming. Pivot on that back foot again. Floating the arms up and over. Woohoo! Using your gaze and your breath to keep that balance and coming into your twist in the lunge again. Here we are. Keeping that chest lifted. And anchoring through your left foot. It's its turn now to show off. We're going to kick up into our chair, twisted chair. Here we go. Woo! Amazing. Here we are. We've arrived. What have you noticed so far in your yoga practice, huh? Any differences, anything new coming up for you? Here we go. Inhaling, float the arms up and over, chair. We're getting deeper into our chair now. I'm sorry if you hate me right now. I think your thighs are probably on fire because mine are. So inhale, rising up through the chest and the core. Exhale to get deeper. Inhale to find length. Exhale to get a little deeper. Inhale, find length. Exhale, get a little deeper. And finally inhale, length. Exhale, coming all the way down onto your backs. Isn't that glorious? Let your knees splay out to the side. Or if you prefer, they can stay on the mat and come inwards like this. So if we all bring our feet together in the middle of the mat, let our knees splay out to the side. I'm just going to do a little bit of ab work. So bringing your hands together like so. I don't know what you'd call that. I don't want to call it a gun because I don't really want to talk about guns in a yoga class. Like you're pointing at someone with a water pistol. We're going to come over our heads. Inhale. And exhale, bringing your arms all the way up and over, head follows. We're coming through our legs like so. We're going to stay here. Exhale, coming down. So we're going to sync up with the breath now. So inhale here. Exhale, coming all the way through, using your core to engage, to help you up there. And inhale, coming back. Exhale, coming through. Inhale to release. Exhale to come through. Inhale to release. Exhale to come through. We're staying here and we're pulsing for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You've got this. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We come back. Release. Release the belly. I might be out of ideas. So from here, we're going to come into a happy baby position, making sure that you've got a flat back on the mat. You're not arching your back at all. You shouldn't be able to get your hands under there. And just bringing your feet to your hands, or your hands to your feet, whichever way you're looking at it really. Both hands on the outside of your feet, and we're anchoring down through the lower back. Ankles are in line with the knees here. Trying to keep your shoulders fairly grounded as well. And we can rock back and forth, elongate through both legs or lengthen. I don't know why I say elongate so often. These are the things you start noticing as a yoga teacher. Just lengthening through your legs, finding space in your hips, and finding stillness. Very nice. Gently letting go of your feet now and placing them down onto the mat, making sure they're hip width distance apart. And you can kind of touch the backs of your ankles with your fingertips, just about. Now we're coming into bridge. If you imagine a block in between your knees so that you can't splay out because the block will fall, but you also can't come in because the block won't allow it. So you've got this perfect little gap in between your knees, and your feet remain facing forwards, hip width distance apart. So grounding down through your feet, we're going to push up towards the ceiling. So imagine tilting your hips up, and one vertebra at a time, we're going to rise up towards the ceiling. Engaging your glutes, protecting your lower back. Staying here for 3 rounds of breath. Nice, really nice. Now reversing that sequential articulation of the spine, we're coming all the way down, back to the mat. We're going to take that one more time. So imagining that tilting of the hips, tilting upwards, vertebra by vertebra, all the way up. You can lift your hands in this one if you want, or you can even do a little flow with me. If you'd rather stay here, that's completely fine. But we're going to do a little sort of, I'll call it a sunrise flow. So in your bridge, lifting your arms straight up and over so that you're sort of framing your head with the sides of your arms. So from here, we're going to lower down and lower the arms back down with the sit bones in the back, and then sink up. So we're going to rise the vertebrae, the back, the spine, the arms come up and over. Stretching out through the lower back and the stomach, and then exhale, we come back down to the mat. So we're going to flow with this now. So inhale, coming up and over. The sun rises over the horizon. And exhale, the sun is setting. We can take that 2 more times. Inhale, up and over. And exhale. One more time here. Inhale. And exhale all the way back down. Really nice. Beautiful, everyone. Really, really good. Bringing your knees into your chest. Giving your knees a little kiss. And we're going to rock up and down the length of your spine if that's comfortable for you. Just playing around with this, getting a bit silly. Woo! Staying back here in a accidental plow if you would like to do so, but coming up and down. And finally, rocking all the way through, jumping back into your plank. Here we are. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Make sure your bum isn't sticking up too much in the air or collapsing down. You're always arching through the back, through the top back, the thoracic spine. And we push up and back into your downward facing dog. Really arrive here. Feel how it might be different now and since the beginning of class. I'm going to stay here for about 5 more breaths, so anyone who would like to come into dolphin again, I invite you to do so. So remember that kind of external rotation of the arms and the elbows. And place the forearms down onto the mat, pushing the head back through the arms. Anyone in dolphin, coming back to your regular old downward dog. Now anchoring through the left foot, sorry. We're going to pick up the right foot and send it up and back, 3-legged dog. Letting the sorry, my leg's all right now. Letting your right foot almost collapse so that it can kind of touch your bum almost. And you're stacking your hips one on top of the other and coming into some hip circles, so finding that rotation through the hips. Going one way and the other. Straightening the right leg again, 3-legged dog. We'll inhale all together. Now bringing your right knee to your right elbow on the exhale. Inhale back up to your 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Right knee, right elbow on the exhale. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Right knee to left elbow on the exhale. And inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, we step it up in between the hands at the top of the mat. That was really good, guys. Well done. Here we are. This is our low lunge now. So we're going to drop the left knee down to the mat, untuck the toes, and find length in the fronts of our bodies. This class started off quite dynamic, I realise. So we're kind of doing a reverse. We went dynamic and now we're kind of slowing down our heart rate a little bit, even though I know that little bit there was quite dynamic, truth be told. You can come and place your hands on top of your knee, not putting too much weight into it, but just finding a really nice stretch through your thighs. We're going to come from this low lunge, runner's lunge, back into a half splits. So don't worry, it sounds much worse than it actually is. Keeping your hip bones facing forward, so they're squaring to the front of the room. We're going to come up and over. Feel that, notice that, it's such a nerdy thing to think about, but notice the movements between your knees and your hips. They're almost kind of like mechanisms. It's quite incredible. They're just, the way the body works, man, it's quite amazing. Anyway, so from our low runner's lunge, we're going to go up and over into our half split. So you can lift the foot here and you can have as much of a bend in your front knee as possible or as needed. You don't need to be straight. If you feel like you want to come towards your foot, you can do so. But otherwise, we're just staying sort of anchored here. Feeling a stretch through the right leg. Then come back through to that low lunge. So just exploring your way there with your hands. Feeling that movement, the mechanism of the knees and the hips. Quite incredible. Finding space through your chest. And coming back, feeling that movement through your body. Noticing where you can feel the stretch here. Obviously you can feel it here, but are there any other little intricate parts of the stretch that you can feel? A yogi practitioner once said, there's always a nice bit to a stretch, you just need to find it. So even the ones that you find excruciating or really difficult or frustrating, there's always a lovely little juicy bit. And the deeper you get into it and the more you begin to understand it as a stretch, the more you love it and see it for what it truly is. Gross. Okay, coming back through to your runner's lunge now. We're going to just walk the right foot out to the side of the mat here so that you've got a bit more space. Bringing the right hand inside the right foot. And you're just going to place your right hand onto your right knee and push your leg away from you. Your right foot is still grounded, but you're opening up, almost kind of like kind of like opening up a book, I suppose. And you feel the stretch through your hip and through your thigh. Releasing this push now, this stretch, walking your foot back in between your hands, tucking your back toes under and lifting up, stepping back into your plank, pushing up and over to your downward facing dog. We're coming onto the other side now, so anchoring through your right foot, we're lifting our left foot up and back into your three-legged dog. Letting go of the extension through the left foot. We're going to stack those hips on top of each other, letting your left foot almost touch your bum. And coming into some hip rotations here, going one way and then the other. Extending through the left leg, three-legged dog. Inhaling all together. Then we exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Left knee to left elbow, sorry. And inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands at the top of the mat. Here we are. Slow that breath down. Find your Ujjayi breath again. Lower the knee down and untuck the foot. Find length through your chest. And on your exhale, we're coming back into that halfway split, so feel the sort of almost up and over movement of your body here. Notice the difference on this side. There might be less space or more space. We're all a little bit lopsided, so you might notice a change. And just accepting it for what it is. Our bodies do so much for us. Coming back over into your low lunge, finding length through the chest. Inhaling here. And exhaling, coming up and over into your halfway splits. Making a conscious promise with yourself to be kinder to your body and to your mind. Remembering that you would never talk to a friend in the way that you talk to yourself. And that your longest relationship will be with yourself. So be kind to yourself. Going back into your low lunge. Inhale through the chest. Exhale one more time into your halfway splits. And coming back to your low lunge. Tucking the back foot over, lifting up through the back knee. And stepping back into your plank. We're going to just take those little waves we did at the beginning of class. So coming back into your downward dog, rolling through to plank, and exhaling, bending the knees, coming through the right hand side, down, up into downward dog. Coming back to plank, bending through the knees, coming all the way through the left hand side, downward dog. Coming through plank position, bending the knees, coming all the way down the right hand side, downward dog. And one more time. Coming to plank, bending the knees, coming all the way down the left and up into your downward facing dog. Lowering the knees down to the ground, swinging them around so that you are sitting on your sit bones or your bum. And stretching your right leg out long in front of you, bringing your left foot into your right thigh. Oh my gosh. Anchoring your chest towards your right foot, find length through the arms and through your spine. Inhale. And exhale, we're going to float down towards your foot, finding length rather than depth, I suppose. So finding length, and the length will give you that depth and the ability to maybe grasp your foot. And if not, then you're just here. And if not, then you're here, but you're feeling that stretch. No matter where your body is, you can stretch. Sinking deeper into this really beautiful stretch. Feeling yourself relax and get deeper. Maybe bringing your head to touch your knee. Staying here for a few more breaths. Coming inwards again. Staying in this moment. Sending the breath to any parts of your body that's finding this slightly challenging. And on your next inhale, we slowly, gently, mindfully roll back up. Come to the other side. Don't know what that word was, coming to the other side. So we're just going to bring our right leg in, extend our left leg out long, bring the right foot into the left thigh. And again, anchoring your chest towards your left foot. Inhale and rise the arms up and over. And exhale, we bend, we fold, we elongate, we reach and stretch to that foot. Noticing the difference of space here on this side. Maybe while you're here, just give yourself a little foot rub. We all deserve that, really, don't we? Beautiful. So nice. Slowly letting go, inhaling, we roll the spine up, coming to sit. And we're coming into Shavasana now. So extending the legs out long in front of you and just lowering yourself all the way down to the mat. Getting comfortable here. This is your final pose of the class. Let the legs lay out, feet relaxed. The arms are down by your sides. And you come back to your natural pace of breathing. Feel yourself slowing down. Let your eyes close. Feel your heavy lids. Coming back to that intention of noticing something different in the ordinary or in something that you're used to. Coming back also to the idea that yoga is not just found on the mat, but in our everyday. And combining these two lessons, I suppose, or thoughts, or intentions, and bringing them into your daily life. noticing something different that you may have before taken for granted or just passed over. Our busy lives don't allow us to be particularly observant, I suppose. So taking the time each day to notice something, whether that's in yourself or another person, or in your home, in your little world. And recognizing that we all hold within us a light. They're all unique to each other, but we are all just trying to get through the day. And boy, it hasn't half been difficult recently. If you would like to stay in your Shavasana for longer, you are welcome to do so. Just stay deep within that meditative state that you are in. But otherwise, you can begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers, bringing attention back to your body. You can roll over onto your side into a fetal position. And begin to slowly and mindfully help yourself up into a seated posture, crossing your legs, keeping your eyes closed if you'd like to do so. Bringing your hands to heart center. Keeping this breath with you for the rest of your day. And recognizing the light that everyone else holds, just as I recognize the light in all of you.